You're telling me that this shrimp fried this rice?
We don't have fried rice here.
You're right.
We don't.
That was so scripted. But anyways, hi everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Trash Taste. Just kidding. Initial F
Why are you so?
podcast.
Why are you
Well,
so?
You're out of
You're already so out of breath.
So
so out of breath doing this intro.
You can tell I don't exercise at this point because before we started I got this Schweppes orange cocktail.
We just remember. I literally ranted about Schweppes 2 episodes ago.
Oh,
buddy.
I remember that. Yeah.
But this
I didn't
one,
know they make alcoholic stuff.
yeah, this one that's their
Oh, it's
like
limited edition.
yeah, it's their limited edition. I was
Wow.
about to say edition limitée. I was
It's
like,
like,
ah.
fucking Frenchman.
But yeah, welcome to another episode.
Yes.
This is Gerard. Hi.
I'm Jasper.
And yo.
Yeah.
Yes. Look who has a nice background now.
I noticed it's like there's like power drills. You can tell that there's a dichotomy.
Oh
of-
yeah, I didn't even see the tools.
Yeah.
There's a
There's tools
luggage
in there, hold on.
there. There's a
Hold on.
box. There's a vacuum cleaner.
There's a dichotomy of
I see a foot
like
massager.
there's a conflict of interest there. It's like what am I gonna use today? Oh my goodness. But what are we talking about today?
Well, why don't we just catch up because we haven't seen each other in like a couple
Right.
weeks. So what have y'all been up to?
Okay, I'll start. So I've been questioning my existence recently. What's it called? So because like my professors in university, we were talking about power, culture, and like the dynamics between both of them. So when it comes to culture, you know what? I'm gonna start with this. So how do you define culture, Neo, Jasper?
Uh,
A way of
culture is like
Okay.
life. Way of life.
a collective of like just things that make a society. Either principles, morals, ethics, but then even, like food. Food is essential.
Yeah.
It's a basic need for human beings.
Cultural like
Freaking-
traditions.
Yep.
Traditions also make
Yeah,
it
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Like when we
And
think of
then-
like culture, we like we'll take Filipino culture for example. What are the things we think of? We think of like our food, like adobo.
Yeah, immediately adobo comes into
Lumpia.
play.
Halo,
Yeah.
halo,
Christmas right after
Christmas,
Thanksgiving.
right-
Or no, right after
Christmas,
freaking
right
what
after
other
summer.
holiday?
Yeah.
Christmas
Yeah,
starts in
exactly.
September,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
We have
It
a lot
really
of
does.
nurses. We like to sing, right? We
Yeah.
like to gossip,
Yeah.
right?
Those are definitely Filipino
Those are
cultures
Filipino
for real.
cultures. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, owning a Honda Civic
Modding your
Yes.
Honda
Mod-
Civic.
And modifying it.
until it is unrecognizable to the previous owner.
So bad.
Yeah, those are okay. So those are great examples, right? Now,
I mean, I
switching-
wouldn't say great, but
No, I'd say they are great. But now let's switch to Canadian culture. What do we think is Canadian culture other than hockey and the cold,
Hockey, poutine, and saying
maple syrup.
sorry and a.
right? GA.
A.
Yeah, so
GA.
Tim Hortons.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Hortons a big one.
those are definitely two distinct cultures. Yes. Now, recently,
Yes.
yeah, when I've been saying that I'm having an identity crisis, is that I'm not really sure if I'm Filipino or Canadian anymore, because I'm in this unique spot where I'm not really sure. You know, people don't really. Let's say when people ask me, "Oh, you're kind of Filipino doing X this and Y that," or Canadian, or you're more Canadian on this and X and Y that. But I don't necessarily define myself on either spectrum. So what I found is I've become this term called culturally neutral. My friend put this in one way, which is he said, quote unquote, word for word, so you're basically less racist than any other cultures. And I was like, yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, I don't, right now I've just been questioning myself. Who am I? What am I? If I cannot like identify myself as either one or the other, I don't know what I am.
I mean, I see myself as just Filipino. grew up in a Canadian city,
Hmm.
right? Because, well, my parents are Filipino. I'm a
Yep.
Filipino. Technically second generation because, or no, I would be first generation because my parents moved here,
Mm-hmm.
right?
How
But
about you?
I've always seen myself as a Filipino, right? Like, let's say like Phil
Yeah.
Can,
Yeah.
right?
Phil
I'm
can. Yeah.
Phil Can,
Filtered
right?
can. Yeah.
Feel like
Yeah.
How about you, Neo?
I'm the same deal, almost exactly. My parents moved here, and yeah, I'd be first generation as well.
Yeah.
I
Mm,
was born here.
I see.
It's like I feel, I don't know, like I guess like how you would define yourself is how more in touch you are with either culture, right? As you said, you're like culturally neutral, so you're like right in the middle.
Less racist than anybody
Less
else.
racist than anybody else.
Less
What,
racist.
what do you mean by that, though? What do you mean by that? Like, how are you less racist?
Yeah, I think how my friend put it that way for comedic purposes, but for me it's like I have no biases favoring one culture to another because you as you guys already know at the lore, I'm gonna be a teacher, right?
Mm.
I can't pick favorites just because I favor one culture over
Yeah, you
another.
can. What do you mean?
I can't. I
Yeah,
yes,
you can.
yes, we are we are biased beings, right? But we need to strive not to be, as you know, especially for teachers, because if a newcomer Filipino comes in to ask your
Your help.
yeah, for your help, and then you're just like no because you suck at English and shit like that, that hurts, right? It's the reflection
Well,
of Canadian culture
think of
just
it
hurts.
this way: like, where do where do foreigners go in other countries? They go where all the other foreigners go.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're thinking of us Canadians versus the other, which is the eastern side of things, right?
Uh huh.
We've separated the east and west
Uh-huh.
towards these two concepts, right? But who defined east and west? But you know what? Let's try this, okay? Think about west. What's the first thing that comes to mind?
No, I think we can kind of
Hollywood.
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 Okay.
Yeah, you could
Hollywood.
say Hollywood. I think a lot of it is like if we were to split it into like main countries that make up East and West.
Yeah.
West would be like Canada, America, Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
UK, France, like the I guess what would be part of like G7 almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like most of the G7 countries are Western countries.
Yeah.
Right, and then the East are like China, India, Philippines, Japan,
Japan,
Korea,
Philippines, yeah.
right? All of that.
Interesting,
Right.
interesting. But what I noticed that the G7 that you noticed, they're first world countries. So does that mean are you suggesting that developed first world countries are considered a western side? Because UK and those other places, they're not in technically in the west. The west we think of America,
They do.
right? So why do you think the east would be the Asian and yeah, Asian countries and then or indigenous countries, and then the west side it's like the white people basically. Why do you think that? What led you to that?
I mean, society, no?
Society, right?
Society tells us what
We live
what
in a
things are.
society.
We live in a society where Asians are Easterners and white people are Westerners.
Okay.
Right.
Neo, what do you think?
Because, well, yeah, I guess like Japan has taken a lot of things from the West,
Mm-hmm.
right? But technically, geographically, they take it from the East because they're on the other side where they, you know what I mean? If you look at a globe, East is right, left is west.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that always feels wrong to me in my mind, where I feel like west should be right and east should be left.
Right? It's well, but before that, before I get deeper into that, Neo, what do you think? East, west, those kinds of concepts.
At least because I kind of wanted to go back on what you had for keyword developing, or like let's say developed and underdeveloped countries.
Yeah.
That would I feel like I know it's kind of branching off to a different kind of like topic, but like at least you associated that term
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that kind of really separates a lot of what it is, because you would think on the other side, or at least from our perspective, we're more developed.
Right, right.
But then they're like, it's not really to say that they're not developed. It's just the things that we want as an economy are just different than theirs,
Right.
right?
Europe, I'd
So,
say, Eurocentrism, just in general, like this idea that everything that's European is kind of cool and shit. We think of it as, no, they're the ones we can say sort of separated and made concepts of East and West. Because before, let's say, colonization, that wasn't really the case, right? Everyone was the same, but all of the sudden, once conquering happened between 1600s, no, 1549,
I don't know history, bruh.
1492, Columbus was like, shit, I'm gonna go to India.
that's right.
But instead of
Renaissance
going
era,
to
I think.
India, he went to Turtle Island, which is Canada. Canada is Turtle Island. Yeah.
Canada. I thought he first landed was America.
Eh?
Or I guess at the time, I thought he first landed technically what it was America,
Right. It is
wasn't it?
technically no, because that's the thing,
Well,
right?
he landed in the Americas.
Yeah, Americas. But now suddenly
Oh,
we think he landed in America. But America wasn't there in the first place
I wonder
anyways. Right?
what's the origin of
Originally,
America?
originally it Canada,
huh.
just the US and US Canada in general, that's Turtle Island is what I'm thinking so far. Because that's how the indigenous peoples at the time and still do think of what it is now. But because Europeans have just, suddenly conquered it, it's just hard, right? Now,
Yeah.
where I was going with this is because we're Asians, okay? Clearly we're all three of us are Asians. Do you both remember the concept of settlers,
Yeah.
which
Like
is
in social class, I
yeah,
guess.
social
Yeah.
class settlers, yeah. They're the Europeans who settled to Canada and the
Pilgrims.
US, the Pilgrims. They settled in what is now known as Canada, and we've just described them as settlers, and or a, also known as colonizers, right?
Colonizers.
First
Yeah.
Nations dubbed them as assholes.
Real, not clickbait.
Assholes
Actually,
who
don't quote
brought
me on that, but
disease
it's
and
probably
fucking
real.
Exactly.
Along those
metal
lines,
guns and shit.
right? Europeans thought at the time that they were more superior because of the technology that they had, but little did they know that indigenous peoples also had their own culture, their own democracy, their systems of
Well, what
power,
about democracy?
right?
Like the big was it the big way they made decisions and political stuff is coming to a consensus,
Yeah,
right?
they came to a consensus. They had chiefs. They had other things that I don't remember, unfortunately, because I just studied
That
these
is
recently.
all I remember from learning about like social class is just
Right?
like they used consensus.
If I'm not
consensus,
mistaken,
consensus.
I'm pretty sure they're like political lineage, or like whoever, like how their hierarchy was made was like, it's hereditary, right? Or not
I would say
hereditary, or
not just hereditary, but also what you can do to provide to each band, each tribe, each group. How much can you
hmm,
contribute? And the people around that are the ones who will decide the next chief, pretty much, right? But
So
here's the
oh,
that's that
okay.
interesting part,
consensus
right? That's
again.
a consensus. But the
Yeah.
interesting part is how little we know about it, right? We barely touched on it in high school.
Oh, what?
Indigenous culture,
Well, no, yeah, because we were focused on globalization and
right?
the
Oh
connectivity
God,
of
no, no,
international
no.
countries.
I don't want to
Right.
remember this shit.
Also, on a side note, I found this like on the internet. America is named after Amerigo Vespucci, the Italian explorer who set forth the then revolutionary concept that the lands that Christopher Columbus sailed to in 1492 were part of a separate continent. So the Latinized version of Amerigo is America. So technically, America is Latin.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed.
That one I did not know.
And apparently, like from what I remember, also textbooks when they named Canada because the indigenous peoples were telling them the village name of that first village that the settlers came to, and the name for that was Kanata.
Yeah.
Kanata, which then they, how would they say it?
They
labeled it as Canada,
right?
instead of Kanata.
It is the
Wait. So what were the? I think it was the Acadians. What was that then?
Oh, Acadians are a different part of history. I never touched on Acadians. Remember
Was
in
it?
high school? I remember when one of our friends was Acadian. I was like, Acadians still exist? It was one of the whitest things I've ever said in my entire life. Acadians still exist?
The only time I know like Acadia is like Arcadia Duvita.
Yeah, that's the thing. We know so little of Canada. We only know much of it from its white history.
We're part of history. We went through
We
history.
are part of history.
We went through history
Right?
for 3 years.
Mhm.
That's true.
That's gonna be talked about in textbooks 20 years
Half
from
of my blood built the railroad.
Right? Now here's the thing, okay? My question is now,
Sorry, not half, like 1/8 or some shit.
right? So my question is now, as Asians, what are we here? Are we settlers or are we immigrants?
We're immigrants.
Well, yeah.
Settlers would come with the notion of you're like brand new kind of thing, right?
But
You settled
set-
down there. Like
Settlers, oh yeah.
I feel like it could be like connected in some way, but settlers is what's given to like the first people. So I guess what your parents would be technically they would be settlers because they settled down here in Canada, right?
They did. And settling also for me also means that you want to benefit from the land you just went to, right? And from what I noticed was that's the reason why I was starting to think maybe I am, here's another complicated term, racialized settler. I'm not white, I'm Asian, that makes me racialized. And the settler means coming to this land to pretty much, you know what, I'll be blunt, exploit it. But I don't think I'll be exploiting it because I'm not in the mining industry. So, I just, that's where I'm
You take advantage
questioning
of
it
societies. You take advantage of societies, the good aspects of society here. Whereas like back in the Philippines, you don't have much freedom to do whatever you want to do or have the resources to do in any way because that's too much money. But
Right.
here, getting all those resources, although while it's still very hard, you can slowly work your way up much easier. Whereas compared to the Philippines, you could work for a long time and not gain very much.
Right, well, think of it as the opportunities that are easier
pursuit of
here, right?
happiness.
Pursuit of happiness. It's fake, guys. It's fake.
It's a movie with Will Smith. It's a very good movie.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Pursuit of Happiness.
Really?
No, not yet.
You need to watch it.
I think you probably
So
should
good.
watch it if it's part of like your morals thing.
Yeah, I'll try to consider it. But yeah, so that's my dilemma right now. It's been, if just to touch upon it lightly, I'm trying to find where I am in the grand scheme of what Canada is. Oddly complicated for a podcast like we have right now, but I would say, yeah, that's where I am.
This is a good
Canada's a-
lesson plan for you to
Pretty
look
much
back
a lesson
onto
plan, yeah.
and show your
If
students.
Canada's a big machine, right now as you are, you're getting machined to be a cog in that machine. That's literally what's happening.
Economics. The money does run the world, eh? It's very unfortunate. But then again, that's European culture, right? Why do we like not like getting up from our bed? It's not just because it's very comfortable, but because we are mentally aware that we're going to do the same thing all over again every day for the rest of our lives. And
That's true.
I find that to be unfortunate because the brain is always looking for something new, something fresh.
Yeah.
That's why we ski. That's why we hike.
That's why we go out and do stupid shit.
Right? Because the brain and us
Mm-hmm.
in general, as people, we don't want to be bored. But unfortunately, because society is structured that way, we have no choice but to not want to get out of bed because we're going to do the same thing over and over.
I mean, granted,
Right?
some jobs have it a little bit easier than others, like, but I guess for the majority of like workforce in today's society is very tedious. It's very much the same. It's very much, you know, not anything to get excited about.
No, not really. Unless you go
Unless
home.
Is
you're
the
really
getting out
passionate
of
about
bed
it.
thing like very like a almost a big part of this? Because I feel like on that case, it like a lot of it also as well as a personalized issue, wouldn't
Yep.
you think?
Mm.
Yeah,
Part of it too, yeah,
because
is yeah. Go ahead.
like if like one thing that ties into culture is social interaction, and as well as just human relationship. Like that's what you need in you know as a human being, right?
Hmm.
But then if getting out of bed like like really is daunting, or if
It is
the
daunting, yeah.
idea of like having to go through the same shit every day, at least on a big scale, with having to think about the economy and how you're doing, like I feel like you know a lot of it leads to what you can do as yourself or for yourself, right? But then if it's only just yourself,
Hmm.
you know like how, like that's a big thing compared to just you. I feel like that kind of topic is somewhat too separate,
Hmm.
right? But then like, because I don't know why I'm focusing on the fact that you said to get out of bed. I don't know. I'm sorry.
It's an easy concept to grasp because I notice how heavy my shit is right now, and it's like, it's
You're
like,
like,
Yeah,
dog,
and then you're
my
like,
shit's so
fuck,
heavy, I can't get out of bed.
fuck, the
I
government's
can't go to the
fucking me
toilet,
over. I
bro.
can't get
It's
out of
like a
bed.
1-ton shit. They come out as one solid ass log, bro.
like it's like that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, and it's it's the things that happen in my head right now. But otherwise, I've been good, man. Like
Also, so this idea is actually like disabling from you to get out of your bed.
pretty much, yeah. I just don't want to go out of bed.
That's why you mentioned
Since
that.
since this morning, I was like,
Society.
society,
Fuck society.
society. It'd be like that,
Fuck,
you know.
I have to
So
deal with this shit again.
yeah.
Oh my
No,
god.
honestly, yeah, that's how I feel sometimes getting out of bed. I'm like,
Hmm.
gonna have to do the same shit again. Not gonna have any cars to work on again.
Right. That's why we can't blame people not having a stable job. It's not just because it's not the assumption that they can't do it. It's that it's understandable that people get bored if you're doing the same thing 30 years over, right? Yeah, there's
People,
merit that
peop-
comes with it,
some
but
people are happy
you
to
know,
do the same job over
yeah.
and over, but that's because they enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it and you're just forcing yourself to go there just to make money, and that's what probably 30 to 40% of what jobs are, is like just people just literally trying to get whatever money they can to save, or whatever, to make ends meet, put food on the table, right?
Mm.
It's not a good uh it's not a good what was it, lifestyle,
We're
right?
forced to
Work
take that
culture.
mentality.
Work culture,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're forced to
Granted,
make that now.
we're lucky that the work culture isn't the same as in other countries. Japan, you
I
know.
got that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, their work culture is insane there. Holy. Overtime, night 24/7,
Dude, I
365.
started reading Zom 100.
Yeah.
I
I
started
saw the
reading
first
Zom
episode.
100.
Holy shit.
Oh my god, I'm like,
So good.
shit.
So good.
2 days no sleep? Fuck that. I'd be quitting without any.
If you want a good representation of work culture, watch
Yeah.
watch Zom
Zom
100.
They're
100.
min-maxing fucking
See how it
their
see
No,
how
no,
lives.
it
they're just
affects people.
maximizing shit. Ain't no minimizing going in on.
Yeah, for the benefit of for society, that's how the mental that's how the mental process is going.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's really hard, but what can we do, right? So, anyways,
So we
aside
caught
that,
up with you.
Yeah, aside that topic,
Damn.
Jasper,
I'll,
Neo,
I'll go
where
last.
are you guys?
I'll go
Yeah.
last.
Okay.
Since I kind of have a.
Okay. Let's see. Well,
Are you
fuck.
able to like go out by yourself? Are you still confined to the
Confined.
custody of your parents?
Yes, I am imprisoned still. No, okay. Well, technically, I can't publicly announce any like major updates. Otherwise, there's some shit going on. Basically, I can't really say anything else other than that.
NDA.
But
NDA.
yeah, NBA. There you go.
NBA.
No, actually,
NBA. NBA.
NBA.
Did I actually say
so I
NBA?
went
You said-
through
no, he said
multiple
NBA.
books.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I said NBA. I don't know why that. So I finished reading this like a while back. But I think it was either before, no. Yeah, so this was like a week before the accident when I finished this. And then I was about to start this one. This one's from Jordan Peterson. I'm
I
actually
saw that on your bed. Yeah.
yeah. I think I'm just in chapter 2 right now. I started this ever since the accident. And it's like, well, fuck, I can't have a life outside of home yet because I can't move. So why
How's
not
your-
get a good outlook on life
How's your body
with a
holding
book?
up right now?
Yeah.
It's actually been like pretty okay. Like I can do regular things. I used to get like super tired in like the span of an hour, but now I can act as if I was like actually just going to school or something like that.
Yep.
Um, I've been doing a little bit of yard work now and then, just to keep myself moving and shit, and also doesn't keep me bored. And then, yeah, I'm basically in and out of the house just at the backyard or here in my room.
You still have like a
Yeah.
bunch of like bruises on your like shoulder and all that too.
Actually, no. So that one, like, so I guess you can still see it there.
Yep.
But before it was like red
Yeah, it was,
all the
like,
way
all
here
red,
and then
yeah.
down here.
The man
Yeah,
heals pretty fast.
and
He does heal 50.
yeah, now it's like
Literally
gone.
built different.
He's clean shaven too, so you know.
What a
he-
guy, hey? It's
yeah,
the
I
shave.
can
Shaving does a
use
lot.
my right arm now to shave.
Nice.
That's good.
Shaving with the left is so hard for some reason. I can't do that.
If people
Yeah.
try to be ambidextrous, this fine. Like this. Speaking
No, I
speaking
can't.
of shaving, I shaved my eyebrows. I went like this.
Nice. For some
Oh,
reason,
that's cool.
I look
for some
so
reason,
much better
knowing
now.
you,
Oh my
Did
goodness.
I don't know
notice
why,
at
but I
all.
thought.
Only
Bro,
people.
for some reason, knowing you, I totally thought you were like, I finally shaved my ball.
Yeah, that's honestly
I don't know
something
why
I
thought you
would
were gonna
say.
that.
This episode brought to you by
Manscaped.
Manscaped.
if only.
Yeah, no, I don't shave my
So good.
nuts. Nobody needs to know that.
Okay. We did not.
Yeah.
No, we really did not. We did not know how to need to know how you grew.
We
your
don't need
penis.
to.
TMI.
Nobody has to. Nobody has to.
Oh my god, you look like the vocalist from 3 Days Grace, but if he was Asian. Do you know that?
No, I feel like
Yeah.
Anton Chigurh from what's it called? No Country for Old Men. He's like flip a coin. No,
Oh god.
that's how he says. Call it. But anyways, yeah. What? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've been doing basically regular things as an exercise for me as opposed to what I did before for exercising. So, yeah, I'm getting better bit by bit.
That's good.
Even if it's a tiny bit, yeah.
No, a little bit goes a long way.
Long way, yeah.
A little bit goes a long
Yeah.
way, you know.
Yeah, I'm actually really glad I can use my right arm because then I can do.
Because you can
Like,
jack
it-
off properly.
You can
now.
finally jack off.
Yeah.
properly.
Yes. No, because I definitely want to now that I have the time, at least, to really work on the yard. And before winter comes, like before it starts snowing, I want to get out all the weeds in the backyard so that they don't stay there over the winter and I have to deal with them again in the summer. So
That's good.
yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. Funny enough, like I don't watch shit anymore to keep my mind occupied. Like it's hard for me to watch anime anymore or like some shit like that. Like I'll watch a couple episodes. Speaking of which though,
I haven't watched
are you
enough
guys
girls.
excited for Goblin Slayer season 2? You guys
No
know about that?
way, really?
I did. I
It's
didn't even
coming up
watch
this
Goblin Slayer
season, yeah.
When
1.
it what month? What day?
This month for sure. I'm pretty sure fuck, I don't know.
October
But I'm
30th.
pretty sure season 2 is
Fuck.
coming here.
Nah, I'm waiting for Attack on Titan, Chapter 3,
I'm-
final season, Part 2,
I'm
Step
not
1.
really waiting for anything, honestly, because I haven't really been catching up with anime like at all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've been
No,
catching up
I-
on some manga though. I've caught up with Call of the Night. That's a
Oh,
pretty-
that one?
Yeah,
Has such nice night
It's
Is
shots.
that
such
the
nice-
the vampire?
yeah, it's the vampire one.
Oh
It's,
yeah,
The
yeah.
art style's really nice. Really like it.
Love
I
it.
remember
I actually
reading.
love the art
I remember
style.
reading the mangaka's manga before she made Call of the Night, which is Dagashi Shikashi.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Dagashi-
Oh,
Shikashi,
that's
yeah.
why it looks
It
not
looks
familiar.
familiar,
Okay.
yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I read a lot of that
Okay.
one too. Yeah, and the art style is like very similar. It's very nice. Well, the tits are very perky, very very perky.
Don't you notice, dog? You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
I
no,
wish-
legit. I look
Nice.
at
I wish-
firm.
God, I wish I could say something like that now, but I can't because, unfortunately, people, like, teachers, I gotta watch our shit now. Really does suck,
Oof.
So, yeah, I
Hey
feel
man,
like
we
I feel like I'm
we
being
need the sub
watched.
count. You gotta tell your students, bro.
No, I'm not gonna tell them about this podcast. They'll let them discover it
We'll let them
themselves once
find
I'm,
it,
like,
yeah.
more popular.
Yeah,
No, it's, yeah.
yeah. Call of the Night's a good one. What else did I read before?
I haven't been reading manga. No, all I've been reading is Mushoku Tensei, One Punch Man, and the occasional Made in Abyss, which it would just go, yeah, okay, see you. Like the comment section would always be like, see you guys next year because his release dates are so
Yeah.
inconsistent, right?
Next year.
So,
That's so cool.
Yeah.
unfortunately, it'd be like that.
Well, I guess I should talk about what I've been up to.
Yeah. What have you been up
Yeah.
Well, I've been obviously I was reading manga a lot. I also went to BC again for work purpose for business.
to? Mm-hmm.
Sadly, not flying on business class, but you know what? It's fine.
What's it like in business class?
It's just more spacious seats.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bumping legs with the person next to you.
All right.
On Air Canada flight, it's like two, and then there's the preferred seating, which is still 3, but it's still somehow slightly bigger. And then there's the economy in the back, but that's fine. Yeah, BC was nice. It's very, like, the weather's really nice out there this time of year. Then again, it did like throw me off when it came back because it felt exactly like BC. Because like when I left, it felt cold as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like the week before I left to go to BC, it was fucking cold and rainy and depressing. And then BC was like all nice. BC's all nice.
BC is really nice.
It is really nice. I didn't really go around.
Still
a lot.
haven't been. No, I think I've been, and then I just completely forgot about it. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah, I didn't really go out much this time. I did vlog a little bit. Like I went for like a nice like 2-hour walk to to see.
You took a mental health walk.
No, low key. Yeah, I did that. I
Yeah.
vlogged a little bit of that. Just a bit of the trail, the riverside leading up to the ocean. Had a really nice sunset view. I'll actually show you this.
Making me
Are
jealous.
you gonna put
Sunset
it
view.
like there?
Yeah, I'll probably put it up. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's really nice. I have like really good footage. Like, I literally got there, like to a really nice vantage point at sunset. Like literally the sunset like set 2 minutes after I took like that photo.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, and then literally
pretty much also my neighborhood.
Yeah, so 6:43,
Yeah.
6:45, the sun's gone.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because there's a mountain range in the back. Do you see that?
Oh.
There's a mountain range in the so it went right behind the mountain range. It's really nice.
Sorry for those of you listening on Spotify.
I'll put it up. I'll put it. Yeah. It's
That's gonna be
very
the wallpaper of the.
Yeah. So well, if you want to search it up on like Google, like I walked down Fraser, I think it's Fraser River, which
Yeah.
leads like all the way to the ocean, where you can get really good views of also the airport, because I stayed in Richmond. The river is right across from the airport,
Mhm.
so you can see planes taking off and disappearing into the night, which is really cool because you can get like some nice sunset shots with like a plane going by.
Yeah.
Really nice. And what else?
Mm.
What else did I
Someone's
do?
been exploring. I haven't
Yeah,
explored.
I
All I
explored.
did is explore my neighborhood these days because, like, I know for a fact that there's so much construction going on that, like, many of those plots of land I can just access just by taking like a 5 minute hike,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
That's why, like, whenever I go out, like, when I was like younger, like, whenever we went to places, didn't feel the need to explore because I just wanted to enjoy shit. But now, like, if you're thrown into a different culture, just go explore like the city and whatnot, and do something with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Bahala sa buhay mo.
We need it. We need it. Like I mentioned from the start,
Yeah.
we really do need to have different places to go and just environments,
Yeah.
just to keep our like mind fresh.
Yeah. And on that business trip,
Mhm.
I went with like our company sent like a couple other people who were part of my work. We met a couple of guys there, and on Thursday we went out, which was really nice. So getting to know like two different people from like one of them lived in Victoria. They had to like drive down and then take a ferry across to Vancouver,
Mm-hmm.
and then that way, and then the other one's from Regina. So they were also really cool. The guy from Victoria drove us around like Vancouver, drove us through East Hastings Street, as it pretty much you have to do once you go to Vancouver. It's like a rite of passage.
Hmm.
If you don't know what East Hastings Street, you can search it up, walk through it for Google View, or you can go there by yourself, and you can experience it firsthand, just like I did.
I see.
Yeah, and we went to this place called Miso Taco. Very good food. Very very good food. It's like a block away from Rogers Arena in downtown Vancouver. Really nice. The
Hmm.
vibes were impeccable. Impeccable. Impeccable.
I wish I could do that, but like, yeah, many of my my online friends, they've been wanting me to go to BC so we could all meet up there, but I'm just like, I have to spend $200, and then I have to find a place
Well,
to stay.
here's
I
the
have to
thing,
get
though,
a
is that-
flight
okay,
ticket.
here's
I
the
gotta
thing,
get a
though.
hotel.
Here's
I
the
gotta
thing,
get.
though. Here's the thing though, okay? I can take people with me, but all you have to do is just pay for the tickets, the plane tickets.
Oh yeah!
So you can get like you can literally bunk in the same room.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's sick.
how long? How many more times do you have to go to BC
I'm going
before the opportunity runs out?
I'm going twice before the end of this year. Again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When's the next
One's
one?
one's the next one's from November 19th to November 25th, which is
Oh shit! No,
yeah.
I have school.
Yeah.
My
So
midterms are that day.
is this your apprenticeship training, or is it
It is
specific dealership
specific
training?
dealership company training.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, good on you, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can't be me, man. Like,
And then
I got
like
midterms.
no, yeah, like I've only done so much of like the training courses that I still have more to do after. So these next 2 years will probably be me going to BC every like 2 or 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
which is honestly really nice because
Or for next year when you're a second year.
it would be like during work really because we can't really if I'm not doing the courses at work, like the online courses, then they can't really send me. So I have to get the online courses done first before they send me to do in shop stuff in on hands training stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. And then speaking of like on hands training, like I replaced the CV axle today.
Good job.
Yeah, I
Can't,
Yes,
can't be me.
yeah.
The CV axle. What is it? CV
It was a
axle?
CV axle.
A CV axle with me would be called a dog bone.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So.
Yeah, so like my brother's my brother drives a 2004 Subaru Outback. And as you know, Subarus are a lot of maintenance, a lot of work. It is a shitbox by all means and definitions. Like literally it's like falling apart, like rusting. Like some of the the frames where the jack points are, some of it's just been like
Holy
like,
shit, eh?
still jacks up fine. I mean, as long as it's safe on the hoist, it's good. So yeah, that was fun getting that out. I basically followed a YouTube video because fuck pro demand.
Yeah.
YouTube videos for the win, man. Like,
I would assume it's.
and honestly
difficult.
though,
Bro.
like taking out the axle is much simpler than I thought it. Much simpler than I thought it would be. Well, then again, like I did just take a course on like front suspension, rear suspension, all that shit too, and I more or less seen how to take it out from like watching like the journeyman at my dealership do it. So I had a general idea, which gave me more confidence as well. And yeah, that was fun. What sucked about it though was that in the 2004 Subaru Outback, it has like connecting to the differential, there is a locking pin, right?
Yeah.
There's a locking pin that goes straight through the shaft, uh, the the output shaft, and into the differential because it has splines, has a thing, keeps it nice and aligned, keeps it from popping out of the differential.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the thing that locks it there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'm assuming there's also a sleeve that goes under it, right? And then it goes like this. That goes in so that it locks the pin inside.
No, no, no. It's like it goes in, and then there's alignment of holes through, and you put the thing through, and then it locks like that.
We're making it look like it's actually right above us.
No, like literally, you kind of have to imagine
Oh,
it.
so it's like a cotter pin if
Yeah.
it was a wheel hub.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like
Okay.
a cotter pin.
Mine would be a dog bone joint.
Mm.
That's what all
Yeah.
in RC car terms.
Oh,
because that's simpler to me.
What-
I need to get tissue. You got tissue?
I have napkins, bro.
Oh yeah.
Go search.
Okay, BRB.
you have tissues in your room? What are they for?
There are napkins that I steal from restaurants.
No, you
Nice.
can tell that he doesn't do it the way. Instead of tissues, he's got napkins. He's got no tissues in this.
No tissue box.
Literally.
Literally, we've never had a tissue box in our house anywhere before. Like if we need tissue,
I
we
don't
go
know how you
we
live like
we
this.
go to the bathroom and get tissue.
That's the tissue.
Yep. Yep. But that's the same for me. We literally don't have any tissue boxes here,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks sometimes.
Going back to that CV axle though, because we kind of got off topic. I used a punch, right? Because apprentices will
The
borrow
thingy, yeah.
tools from their journeymen
Mhm.
because as we mentioned before, tools are fucking expensive,
really
and
are.
I do not want to spend that
That's
kind
why
of
I
money.
buy from
I spent
Amazon, but it's so
$5
bad.
on a hex bit, man.
Yeah.
From Wera.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Oh,
Yeah,
Wera.
that shit would be like $1 from Temu.
Wera is so good.
Yeah.
You get? Do you both know Wera?
No, I
Wera?
don't.
They're like
No,
they're
I've
like-
I've never heard of it actually.
Yeah, they're like really oddly good tools that I've been using on my RC car lately.
Hmm.
Cause like instead of the hex, just moving more,
Mm.
it's tight there. It's like that's it. That's all the play that there is to it. Man, is it goddamn accurate, and it's not gonna strip the hex bits. Oh
That's good.
yeah.
So the punch.
Okay, so the punch.
So the punch. Yeah, I use like a punch that's slightly too big for the hole, and I think I punched it out from the wrong side because one side has a recession.
Yeah.
Recession in it, so that you could make it easier to punch the new one in.
Yeah.
Right. I did it from the other side where there's no recession, and then I punched the punch all the way through. I got the pin out. But the problem was I couldn't get the punch out.
Right.
And what had happened was that the punch got bent slightly. It got bent slightly.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like literally like fucking like fucking like
Holy.
I was like almost low-key like just hanging my full body weight on it.
Because
It
of
wouldn't
how
come
tight
out.
it is, eh?
Yeah, it was
Man.
not like it was a good
That's
2 hours.
nasty.
2 hours before I got that thing out because I was just fucking struggling like taking it out and shit and getting all messed up.
You didn't get another center punch that's smaller and just punch it from the other
No,
side?
we did. We eventually did do that. Thankfully, the
Oh.
shop foreman keeps his box unlocked. Just, I guess, because he's too lazy to do it. But
Yep.
it saved my ass because I found a smaller punch that I went back, got the new CV axle, and I made sure it can go all the way through and a little bit more. So I make sure that punch comes out. And then I had one of the other guys that was there, like working because he wasn't doing anything because they got through all the appointments. Like go on the bottom, vice grip the punch, and then I'm on top and I'm just fucking banging away at it until it comes out. And then once it comes out, I'm like, thank the fucking Lord, because after that, it just took me like another 30 minutes just to take the axle out, put the new one in, get that in, get that set, get all of that torqued, went for a short like little rip around the parking lot, and fuck man, she's mint.
I don't want to be sacrilegious, but you couldn't just use WD-40 to like loosen that shit out.
No.
No, okay. So it's like it's
Well, I
just
did put-
friction tight there.
Well, no, because like when I took out the punch,
Yeah.
it was like going in as well. It was very very tight. Like it was
Right.
like millimeters too big for the hole.
The tolerance is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just used a metal punch or a metal hammer, right? So it doesn't give a fuck about what's in the way.
Is
right?
it measured in millimeters or Freedom Eagles?
everything's measured in millimeters.
For all cars?
No, well, for
What did I hear?
for
Freedom
Freedom
Eagle-
Eagles, Freedom Eagles.
Freedom so inches. Yeah, I don't know why houses are built in inches, but cars are built in millimeters.
Well, it depends on the manufacturer.
Oh, it depends.
Because like
okay.
because like for Canada, we very much use Freedom Eagles
For
for
no?
houses and like for lumber and all that. But like I guess everywhere else would be in millimeters. Much simpler, much more effective.
Yep. I
Much mo-
have done a thing.
much more effective
done a
use of
thing.
measuring.
What? Wait. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have done a thing.
But
While you're
yeah.
doing that, I'm gonna increase my lighting real
What,
quick. Sorry.
what was I talking about? Fuck. You said Freedom Eagles. You said millimeters.
Places? No.
You look like a ghost.
I
Hold on,
honestly
sorry.
don't remember. What the fuck?
It was.
We were talking about the center point, and then you.
We were
asked
talking
me
about
Freedom
the different
Eagles.
standard
Different
measurements.
Yeah.
Why we use
I-
imperial or
Yeah. So it depends on the
Metric.
car manufacturer. So when I did like the Subaru like before.
Yeah.
Right. It was in foot pounds, because I guess
Right.
that's the American way,
I
or
wish. Do you guys have a?
American standard.
Yeah.
Right, for GM and all that, they use foot pounds instead of Newton meters, and while BMW use like more European, like BMW, I guess Mercedes and Volkswagen, all those, they use like Newton meters,
Okay.
right? But yeah, that I felt really good after I fixed that up myself. I felt
No, I
really
wouldn't blame you.
nice.
That's pretty much an
Especially-
achievement.
Yeah, because I like started. I got like,
So
to
rewarding,
the
yeah.
shop, because like they can go in and work on their own cars, like if they're not doing anything at home, or if they're not working that day, right?
Mhm.
Or if they at work and they get all the appointments done, then they can work on their own cars, because the flat rate technicians, they're only there for, they only get paid what the job pays
For the
them.
flat rate.
Yeah,
They're
they are
getting
flat
paid for
rate.
the flat
Mhm.
rate.
Yeah, they're getting paid for
Yeah.
every job that comes in, right?
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I was able to do that. I felt really good about it. I was like, shit, I could do this on a customer car if I really wanted.
Mm.
Yeah, and then I took it for a quick road test. Well, the road test was me going home, and it passed. And it drove a little bit straighter than it was in the past, because when my brother showed me like his axle, right?
Yeah.
He was like backing up into our driveway, and
Mhm.
when you back up, you know, you have to turn it like all the way to the fucking locks, right?
Right, right.
And then all you heard is like,
well,
Oh
click, click,
my
click, click. Yeah,
goodness,
it was
like
like
a
clicking.
knock.
I knew it.
It was like clicking. It was like,
Holy.
yeah, it was like, and I'm like, what's that?
It
He's like,
sounds like dunk, 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 dunk,
yeah, yeah,
like that,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
And then my brother, and then I'm like, what's that? I'm like, and he's like, I don't know. It just kind of started happening. I'm like, when did you like notice
Dude,
this?
you
He-
gotta like.
when did you
find that
notice this?
immediately?
And then he was like, about like 2 or 3 months ago. So I'm like, all right, like, back up, and then turn your wheel all the way to the right, and then I look in, and the thing's just like, it's like the CV boot's like cut in half, and there's like the two sides, and there's just grease coming out, and I'm like,
Holy shit,
buddy,
eh?
you're gonna need a new axle. If you brought this up to my attention like 2 or 3 months ago, I could have saved you a whole axle and just replaced the boot. Turns out though,
Right.
it turns out,
You can't do that.
well, you could, but really, you know, but
I guess yeah, you could.
but the kicker is that there's also a boot connecting to the transmission, right? That boot was also ripped, so both sides were both fucked.
Shit.
So he needed a new axle anyways.
How
So,
much?
yeah.
How much is
Because
that?
both joints are gone.
It
Yeah.
was like 435, but I
Fuck.
think I can get $100 back because it has a core in it.
A core?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm assuming the core is usually something.
Oh,
that
core
you can-
charge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
core charge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think I can
Yeah,
get
it-
$100 back. So technically,
that's
it'd be
not
like
bad.
335. Yeah.
Huh.
And then he got labor for free because I'm fucking nice like that.
I need my
And
shit
honestly,
aligned.
like,
Really? How much would it have been for
yeah, how much are you
for
guys
that Subaru?
I don't know our labor times, honestly.
bro? You
I'm not
should.
flat rate yet. Okay.
No, you gotta know.
I know, but I'm
Because-
just too lazy.
because
I just work on the shit that I get. Honestly, I just
Okay.
yeah.
Dude, for me, all I need is a freaking burger from like I don't even know, Burger King or fucking
Any form of
Harvey's or
junk
some
food?
shit. That's all I need. I'll do your shit.
No, literally, he still owes me $20 too, because he went to the Daniel Caesar concert recently, right?
Yeah.
Everyone was at the fucking
Everyone
concert. Everyone
was.
was at the
My,
fucking
Everyone
my
I knew, yep.
Instagram was just filled
like
with
stories. Is
yeah.
like Daniel Caesar.
Oh my goodness, I had
then,
to
like,
deactivate.
Yeah.
When I was in like BC, right, in my hotel room, I get a drop down email, and it was like, this parking lot with this app, $20, and I'm like, fuck, he's
Fuck.
at the concert, and I'm like, Joe, you
Oh,
used my card to pay
no.
for it. He's like, oh fuck,
Holy hell.
and I'm like, well, you owe me $20 now too. Well, honestly, I like working on cars when I have time, because like if it's after work, I just want to go home. I don't
Right,
want to
right,
work on
right.
anything, right? Like luckily my dad didn't put me on for Saturday work at the family shop because they didn't really need anyone there. That
It wasn't busy today.
I
I
wasn't too busy, I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
So they didn't really need my help. But like, you know, having that time and flexibility, right? To be able to work on your car, or do your own car, do someone else's car, do some, you know, nice. And fixing cars is getting funner, I must say. In the beginning, I thought it was like, but
I
if
like mechanics, but unfortunately, I don't want to do the math.
there's no math.
No, like if you're studying for it.
There's rarely any math.
No, man.
No, Neil.
Are you sure
Neil,
about
Neil,
this?
the only math you did was the freaking hand tools. That's it.
No way.
That's it. You don't
No.
deal with any math unless you're dealing with how many
What am I doing as a teacher
how
then?
many how many fruits you get, and then converting that to like how much time you're gonna charge the customer.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
No, I will say though, because when like I did brakes in school, we had like some mechanical force output like
Yeah, I don't like those.
calculation that we had to do, and then especially for electrical circuits, you'll do like especially if it's a series parallel shit, like, or if it's a series parallel circuit. So basically that means one part of the circuit is in series, and then
One
it
part of the
connects
circuit
to
is
a parallel circuit. We had to calculate the amount of voltage being used by one load in the series, and ensure that we get calculations for each branch on and each branch has like separate loads that take different voltages
But
because they
it's-
have
it's
different like
literally, like,
resistors.
addition and subtraction.
I don't like that
Yeah.
regardless.
Buddy,
it's
that's the
fucking-
simplest. That's the
fucking
simplest
stupid.
form of
I
math
so bad.
out
hate
there.
Math.
Oh, but dude,
is
I
just
swear
the
to God, it's
bane
so
of my
freaking
existence.
like mind numbing. It's terrible.
I don't like it.
I don't want to do it again, but fuck, I have to because
It's not
Apprenticeship.
that bad. There's a reason why you only need 20-1 to become a mechanic.
Don't care. Didn't ask. Well, that shit's so... Math, regardless, to me is something I don't want to do. But you know what? These days I've been just measuring KV motors and
literally,
shit.
like
The timing of my motor, and I'm like, fuck. I need to.
knew-
I calculate the temperature and stuff for my RC car. Like, there's an optimal temperature that I need to run on.
Mhm.
It just so happens today was just a tad bit hotter, so I had to like run less, right? But the math there is mostly like the voltage and how much the ESC, which is the electronic speed control, is diverting power to the servo, which is that turns the steering and stuff. But yeah, I don't know, I just don't like math. I really do enjoy mechanical things. That's why, instead of modding my car, just get the RC.
You know
car, right?
what? Okay. You know what's
Huh.
the most amount of math I do on a daily basis? It's setting my torque wrench.
Well, yeah.
yes,
Damn.
It's
Yeah.
setting my torque wrench because it has the foot pounds and then it has the newton meters. It goes up by like increments, and then there's the little digits, and I'm gonna go like,
Oh, do you do
I
this
need
thing?
140. Okay, I
Um,
spin it there, 138.8. I'd be like 130, and then it's like 2.8, and I'm like, fuck
Yep.
it.
Do
There
you-
you go.
yeah.
Okay,
oh
so
fuck, it's a
when-
Honda Civic, 80 foot-pounds.
80
Fuck.
foot pounds, 80 foot pounds.
I don't know why I got
80
that.
foot-pounds.
That's
Oh,
actually
bro,
really
how many
funny.
Hondas am I gonna do in a day? That's 80 foot-pounds
Bro, you just
times
leave it
freaking
set. You just
23
leave it
cars.
set.
Like,
Man. Oh, speaking of torquing, actually. So so for both of you, when you take out wheels and then put it back, do you retorque them?
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
Okay, so it's an actual
Yes.
obligation.
Yes,
then.
it is.
yes.
It is.
Dude, there's been so many times where I've had customers come back, or not come back from what I did,
Yeah.
but they come to us from another shop. There was
To get the
literally
wheels torqued.
there was a Ford Ranger that came in for me.
Yeah.
That it came in. She was like, "Oh, I want a retorque." I had to show her that whoever did your wheels last time,
Did it too
because I
fucking
shit
tight.
you not, 3 of the lug nuts were literally not even threaded on properly. And
Holy.
good thing she had a freaking hubcap because it's staying on the
Yeah,
wheel,
it's
so at least
staying
she
on
still
there.
has
Okay.
them. It's not
That's
flying off
dangerous.
on the road and shit.
Yeah.
It was literally bouncing around in the hubcap on the
Oh
rear wheel.
my.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I
Yeah.
couldn't let her leave, and like and I didn't know what to do. Like my supervisor wasn't there at the time.
Yeah.
Like he was somewhere else in the store. Like he was there, but I was like, you know what? I'll do this for free because this is literally not safe at all. I'm gonna need you though
No.
Yeah.
to at least give me 5 minutes. I had to jack it up, and our jack was absolutely shit. It couldn't for some reason lift it, so I
That's
had to
odd.
grab. Because it was too high, so I had to grab
Oh
like
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
fucking.
Because
I
it's a
had to
Range
grab like
Rover.
a wood block or some shit. So I grabbed the wood block, I put it there, I jack it up. It was okay. I take off the wheel, or I take off the 3 lug nuts that were just there. 2 of them were loose. They were on there, but they were
Fucking
loose.
hell.
One of them, only one of them, was actually tight,
Sheesh.
and that was over torqued. I checked the torque on it; it was over
like, yeah,
torqued.
I
I'm pretty
torqued
sure a
them.
Ford Ranger was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure like the torque is like, let's give or take 100 foot-pounds or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
It was, I went to 100, it clicked like right away.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had to at least guess it was over torqued.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yes, retorquing is
Torque
an
your
actual
wheel.
thing. You need to come back.
You need to torque your wheels, right? Like honestly, generally though, like you don't need to do a retorque. It's just kind of like there just in case there's any like sort of rust or anything, right? But like what you're kind of supposed to do is you're supposed to like inspect the hub, inspect the wheels that are going on, take out any rust because any rust between your hub and your wheel, that's space. And it's not gonna seat correctly on the hub, right? So that's why people will get it retorqued. But when I do like stuff at the dealership or like at the shop, right, I take off any sort of rust. I give it like a little wire brush action, and then I put
Actually,
them on.
great question coming from me. How often do you both use Loctite?
Not very.
Not very? Oh, okay.
Not very.
I see. I
You
see.
only use Loctite
If you're putting on
if you're
spacers.
planning. If your parts department is absolute trash and they don't provide you with new bolts.
Okay, all right.
Because some jobs will have that, and then the parts will not have it in stock,
Yeah.
and the customer wants it back by that day, so you just throw some Loctite on there, right? A lot of, especially
Hope to
like,
God that it worked.
yeah, especially like if you're doing DIY shit, like you're not gonna get like new bolts, like fuck that. You're just gonna reuse whatever you have, because you know what it's happening, right?
Actually, now that I think about it, do you guys just get free bottles of Loctite?
No.
No, it would usually come with a job.
I was actually
If
gonna
you- if you-
ask you
'cause
if you could
sometimes-
just give me some, give me a discount, because dude, Loctite is the greatest juice ever made. So like,
Because like some jobs will require you to put Loctite on the bolts,
okay,
or sometimes they
Uh,
have OEM
yeah.
ones that have like pre-Loctite, like OEM specific Loctite that comes with the bolts
okay, all right.
that are supposed to be replaced after you take them off because that ruins the hold.
In contrast to that, though, you do on some cases, like you actually want to put instead of Loctite, you want to put anti-seize
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
not the threads. Well, as it says, it's a thread locker, but
Yep.
the places that are like the components that are mating together.
Yeah.
So like let's say the axle that you did, right? Did you put anti-seize when you put it back?
Here's what I put anti-seize through the axle hub nut. Because
Oh,
that helps
okay,
get
yeah.
the axle out, right? Because
Yeah.
once you take the nut off, the axle is just there, and if it's seized up, you're gonna have a hard time getting out. So I sprayed that on with anti-seize, and then I took a punch, and I went like that, and it came out, and I'm like, oh, very nice.
So it has
Yeah.
the properties of WD-40, but more specialized.
yeah, like what I
Okay.
use at work is called Rostoff, so it basically like fights all the rust as well. You can also use like, I guess, grease to keep it from rusting, right? Like, cause that's what I also use. Cause sometimes when I take wheels off customers' cars, some of the fucking bolts are tight,
Yep.
not because they're over torqued, but because they're rusty as fuck.
Shit.
Yep.
They're rusty as
Yep.
fuck. Yeah. So then I also spray down the inside as well because
Okay.
yeah.
The NTCs that I'm talking about though is like it's for long-term application. So, like, let's say your brake rotor or on my car I put spacers, right? To like it's a modification for the car.
Yep.
So, on my spacers, or I guess I should say on my brake hub, my brake rotor hub,
Wheel hub.
I put anti-seize on that, and then I put on my spacers. So it's like a grease that you put on, and it's an anti-seize grease that you put on.
Yeah.
So that the next time you need to take it off, it just comes off like easily.
Yeah. It basically
And it also prevents rust.
prevents rust is the main thing because rust is what gets everything to stick together more or less. Because sometimes some of those tires, those wheel hubs are rusty. I have to karate kick them, bro.
Like
straight
yeah,
up.
literally
Dude,
like
we have a sledgehammer at my shop.
I
and
don't
we
have a
just
sledgehammer,
fucking
but
bang
I
out.
feel very
Oh, okay.
strong when I kick a customer's tire off their off. I don't
I know,
actually kick
right?
it off the car. I put a wheel bolt in. I put a wheel bolt in to make sure it stays on the car. So, yeah.
Back when I used to work at the other shop before my job that I have now, sometimes I would I would actually use it as practice because I used to practice
Kicking.
well, not officially but self-taught. I used to practice fucking taekwondo.
Yeah, exactly. It's so satisfying. It's so satisfying. Although if
Yeah,
you're
it's
using
so
a hammer,
fun.
you should use a dead blow. Don't use a metal hammer. Use a dead blow, soft, right?
Yep.
Right, and then you hit the the sidewall. Don't hit the rim.
Huh.
Yeah,
You use
The
a dead
more I
blow.
know.
We use just a regular rubber hammer.
yeah, you can do that too.
Okay.
Although sometimes some of them are over torqued and rusty, so
That's hard, yeah.
yeah. No, legit. Like when I went to take off the axle bolt today, I used my breaker bar, right? I did it the way where I would be lifting up and the car's weight would be pushing down
Oh,
on
it's
it.
also going, and it's also, I'm assuming it's just rocking.
Yeah,
through,
so I'm
right?
like that, right?
Yeah, it
I'm
rocks,
like,
yeah, a
holy,
lot, yeah.
I'm like, I'm bending it. Like it was like,
Yeah.
so you know how it's supposed to be like this, right? It was like, it
Holy
was like
fuck.
this, and I'm like, holy shit. So I saw this like tricks like used by some of the other guys. I got the wheel jack, right? The car jack, and then I put the breaker bar across it, and then I started jacking up the jack.
So that you're not really accessing force to yourself.
No, exactly.
Just to the thing.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
used the tools at my disposal, and it was bent like a motherfucker, and I could see that the metal's warping, and I'm like, that's not good because sooner or later that thing's gonna break.
Mhm.
And then it turns out I just needed
Yep.
to use like an impact on it.
What a guy.
And I'm like, shit, man. I was like,
What's worse is when it's wheel locks, bro.
dude, some wheel
you know
locks
about-
are
do you know
total
about wheel locks?
ass. Like the fucking
Yeah, it's so bad.
Is it the ones with the keys?
yeah, the wheel lock,
The
like,
odd shaped keys?
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
goes to the lock?
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
those ones I
Okay.
fucking hate. I fucking hate those ones. Like the ones that have the splines, those are way better. Like Volkswagen, BMW has those. I think even Mercedes has splines, and also Porsche also has like they've mastered the wheel locks, right?
And then
fucking Toyota.
No, but all of a sudden the lock picking lawyer comes in. Gone.
The fucking but like Toyota or like Honda, like the ones where it's a circle,
Yeah.
right? And then there's like a flower shape. Those are the
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
worst.
yeah,
Or
yeah,
a
yeah.
star.
Because
I
if
know
you
that, yeah.
if you mess up the fucking lock key, and your dealership doesn't have one, you have
It's
to
like a sec-
fucking wait.
It's like as shaped as a security key.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you can't impact those, and if you like,
Oh.
and furthermore, like if you have a customer who brings the wheel lock, but the wheel lock's fucked up, you're only gonna mess up the fucking wheel lock, so you can't
Right.
get the wheel off, and it fucking sucks.
I see.
I'm
Yo, wait,
so
from
happy.
what I heard though,
Mhm.
because I've been trained to not even torque the wheel locks
Oh,
either.
really?
Yeah, so you torque them?
Yeah. Well, I torque every wheel.
Okay, because I'm gonna be right out honest. I impact the shit out of those. all the time.
You were the reason
You're-
why they're over
Exactly. You're the reason why they come in with all
You
fucked
know, I
up.
torque them to spec. All right, I torque them to
You
spec
torque them to spec.
or
good and
specification,
tight.
so it's fine.
Do it good and tight. Fucking
Yeah,
hell, man.
exactly. It's okay. It's okay.
No, but yeah, if you're torquing
Yeah.
those, you have to be really careful. Make sure it's fully seated all the way. Make sure like there's no play in it, and then give it a quick torque, because if you give it any chance to move, you're gonna mess shit up. I know from
initial
experience.
F top tech quick.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah, we're initial F. We're yeah.
Yeah, mechanics tips right here.
I think
yeah.
we're not gonna talk about anime anymore. We're just gonna talk
It's
about
straight cars.
cars,
Straight
sometimes
cars.
anime,
Sometimes anime. If
and
we actually watch it.
I think that's the theme of our thing now.
Oh yeah, I'm working on a new thumbnail, cover art, cover art. I'm working on new cover art to include our boy here. So
We'll see how that goes.
Yes.
it's a work in progress. Everyone will. I'll probably make it like a teaser thing on like the Instagram to see like because the app I'm using like does a screen recording of everything. So I'm gonna like post that in clips before I get it done.
Oh, do I want to ask it? Or okay, wait. I want to know who's who though, because I have like there's no clear distinction for me for some reason.
I don't usually wear glasses.
I think you
Oh,
should be
okay.
able to guess.
Okay, I get it
I
now.
think you should be.
Am I driving? No, I'm holding the shit bar. Yeah.
You're holding the oh shit bar.
I'm holding the
Hey,
oh shit
wait,
bar.
keep it
because,
undisclosed for
like,
now.
If you look into like how we like started and then also like the recent events, you can see why I made it that way. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
The
I thought
recent
some-
events.
I originally thought it,
The
he
recent
would be,
events
it
is
would be
why
funny if
I'm-
he was like in front, but then I would be like, no, that's too real. That's too real. I don't. So like, I'll just have him hold on. You know.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
But
bro,
what's it
you should
called?
have you should had my you should have a fucking like scar on it too.
Oh,
Like it, yeah.
it's gonna be on you. Yeah.
Oh, this is too much.
Put a Harry.
No one's
just
gonna
put
look.
a Harry Potter scar.
Yeah, no one's gonna look that deep though.
That's what my parents were saying with this shit.
It's
Yeah.
healed up pretty nice. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just built
Yeah.
different for real, for real.
Mm.
Look at that. Do a Mike
Hold on, let
Tyson.
me hit-
Yeah, Mike
tattoo.
Tyson, bro.
Marking it as,
Fucking Mike Tyson.
Mike
up in
Tyson.
this
Yeah.
Holy.
That's badass.
But anywho,
Yeah.
Anywho.
Oh yeah, and then you have this
it's
too.
about
We've
yeah. What do
been
you think?
recording. Yeah, I think this is
Yeah?
good enough. Yeah.
Okay. Well, how do we do the ending?
We haven't done this
Okay,
in
so
like 2 weeks.
yeah, so I should probably make a script on how to end things. So don't forget to like and subscribe. We also have Instagram. We have our Instagram Initial F
Gonna be in
podcast.
the description.
We're also on
Spotify.
Spotify.
Gonna be in
Are
the
we on
description.
Apple?
No, we're
Mhm.
not.
Oh, unfortunately, we are not.
Do you
on
have to
Apple
pay to be on
as
Apple
of yet.
Podcasts?
We're, yeah,
I'm
we
not
have
an
partner.
Apple
We're
user.
supposed to get a partnership.
Hmm.
Aren't you supposed to get a partnership on that?
I guess.
Oh yeah.
Well, all in due time.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
All in due time. Yeah.
We
Yep.
just enjoy talking. So
Pretty much.
yeah, gives us an excuse to see each other.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually,
Yeah.
once he gets clearance, we'll be able to have him here too.
Yeah.
I've been thinking
it's
of
just
turning
easier.
one of the basement rooms in the basement that isn't really being used into like our podcast space.
Is it actually not being used?
Your freaking
really-
Bitmine
Yeah, the, like
Bitcoin miner room.
the mining room. It could be
Mining room?
It could be a useful one.
You mine Bitcoin?
No, my dad did.
Did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
Did you guys aren't doing anymore? Can I have it?
No. Yeah, we aren't really doing it anymore. I think he sold some of the machines. So.
I want
Yeah.
to see that. now.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, actually, not. Until
It's
later.
really it's like a small room, but it'd be like a nice place to do like a small setup, and then I don't know how we're gonna like record and if we're gonna have like a computer down there and how that shit's gonna work because my space is up here in my room
Oh,
Right, right.
yeah.
and the feng shui
Definitely.
is nice enough as is.
Definitely though, what you have now is good because a closed room is better than an open room than what I have. Because I'm pretty sure on the last episode or the last two episodes.
Yeah, you can hear people upstairs. Yeah,
Yeah, you could hear people upstairs because I have no room. So I'm in the basement right now.
yeah.
This is actually my room,
Mm-hmm.
but I have no door
Mm.
coming to the basement.
The only other thing,
So anything happens up there, you can hear.
the only other thing with the basement is that it's right beside the furnace room. So if that thing starts up, it might actually. But I think we could be able to soundproof it.
Noise suppression.
Yeah, noise
in
suppression, and
OBS or-
it won't be like it won't get very hot down there either because the basement's much more cooler than upstairs. Because right now we are a little bit icky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, that's about it for today's
Today.
episode. Yeah, I said my
You said your
my
piece.
last things. Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's about it, comrades. Oh, we'll see you next week. Yeah.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
Ingat.
Such an awkward bye.